Hello, hello, hello. Happy holidays, everyone. We're coming down to only a few more days before Christmas, and I am thrilled to pieces that I am here with Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Happy holidays.
We're coming to you with a very special message tonight, so we're going to get right to it. I just have to do a quick intro, and I'll make sure that all the comments, Michael's contact information goes into the comments. I'm sorry. That you'll be able to reach Michael. All you have to do is go back to the comments. We're on Facebook and YouTube, okay? So here we go. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, energy transformational coach, entrepreneur, and the author of The Spiritual Primer, applying God's 12 transformational laws to reawaken your soul by reconnecting to God, the true source, to experience your true source's love, joy, and happiness. How about that one, huh?
Sounds good.
Right. Okay. He helps you lead an unlimited life. And for over 30 years, he's been helping many, many other wonderful people also find their beautiful lives, me included. I'm really blessed that you're in my life,
Thank
Michael.
you.
Michael has been a spiritual teacher, multidimensional healer, transformational coach who is exceptionally skilled at all aspects of soul, oversoul, vibrations, frequencies, body timing, life force energies, and so much more. He holds many degrees, and some of which include the Doctorate of Alternative Healing, Psychology. He's a Reiki Master Teacher, a Thought Field Therapist, Certified Professional Hypnotherapist, and a non denominational minister.
All
Wow.
right. Wow.
Wow. What an assortment of skills, I tell you.
Who is
Okay.
that masked man? With those who remember the Lone Ranger.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I love the Lone Ranger. I grew up watching him. And his sidekick Tonto.
Yes.
Remember? Okay. Well, Dr. Michael Gross offers workshops including reconnecting to God, the true source, cellular release, manifestation protocols, energy multidimensional healing, enlightenment, and many others. So, just another quick recap, real quick. He is also an international intuitive consultant for corporations and has traveled over half the world. His clients are in the USA, Australia, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and other countries, and his messages are now being heard in South Korea, Sweden, and the Baltic countries as well. So I am blessed and honored to be able to be here today. He has a fantastic topic and a very special holiday message for everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it right over to you, okay?
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited you're here, and we're coming into a new year, and lots of things are going to be changing. And next week, when we meet again, I'll be addressing some of that, or the week after, whatever the last week will be in December. But you are your thoughts. Isn't that wonderful? Really? Is that what I think about myself? Oh my goodness. I look in the mirror. I got a little zit here. I got a little wrinkle here. My hair's turning gray here. Oh, I got a new pair of glasses, a little hard to see. And what'd you say? What'd you say? A little hard to hear you. All these things are going on, and I'm really just kind of teasing you. But all of you, I want you to understand that as of this moment forward, everything that you've done in the past is the past. It's over and done with. Now we're going into the future. So, what is the future? I don't know. What did you like it to be? All your life, you are steering your life, so to speak. Well, how am I steering my life? As the truth said, are you a slave of your fears or master of your life? Uh oh. What does that mean? Well, it means you get stuck in the past. And there are four levels to the brain, and I'll reiterate this again. So I'm going to compare that to a computer and to make it easy. So the first level is the subconscious mind, and we'll compare that to the hard disk. Because all the information is stored, that every experience you had in this lifetime is stored in the hard disk called the subconscious mind. Then you have the unconscious mind, which connects you to the true source, spirituality. And we'll call that the cloud. Kind of a good name for that one, isn't it?
Whoa, yes, how fitting.
And then we have the conscious mind, which can be compared to new software coming in all the time, visibly, emotionally, vibration, frequencies, feelings, thoughts. That's what's coming in. It gets stored into where? Subconscious mind, which is like the hard disk, just like a computer. Then, also referring to the computer, you have what we call the ego, ego, edging God out, or the virus. We call it the virus.
Oh, that's such a fitting name
Isn't
too,
that a
because
great
he's a
name?
that's ego is a stinker.
It's, well, it can be a stinker, but it keeps you on the path, makes you really think about what's going on. And we're always comparing the past with the present. That's the subconscious mind. So thinking about that, like in a computer, you want to look up how to print a letter, or maybe you want to look up how to do a mathematical layout or something like, um, I don't know, QuickBooks or something like that. It's all stored there. Okay. But here's the beautiful secret. Your life is changing every moment. Your body is changing, right? You grow new cells and so on and so forth. Your life is changing in how you think. New information is coming in all the time. Old information gets backed up, backed up, backed up, and compressed. And here's the beautiful part. The old days we used to talk about computers, garbage in, garbage out.
We did.
And they don't talk about that anymore, but
I
really,
remember that.
you remember that? So we're going to clear your subconscious mind. Everything that has ever been accessed in your lifetime at this moment, from going through the birth canal to this moment you're watching me, is stored in your subconscious mind. But there's a part of the subconscious mind that we can put in the trash bin. Okay, so it's in the trash bin because we don't need it anymore. And the reason you don't need it is because whenever a challenge comes in your life, and you look at the challenge or feel the challenge or whatever it is, you learn something. That's the most important part in your life. There's something you learned. I always talk about something simple when you're a child. Don't touch the hot pot, Michael. What's hot? Ouch! Oh, that's hot. So now, in your subconscious mind, you know hot is. Or don't touch wet paint. I'm going to see why. You touch it, you got wet paint on your finger. Of course, you got your fingerprint there.
You got to check it out.
You got to check it
You
out.
got to check it out.
Next time you look at it, I know I'm going to get paint. Do I really want paint on my finger? Or can I just say no? Sometimes you want to be mischievous and funny, you'll touch it. Other times you won't. But touching a hot pot without any protection on your hands, you're going to think it over 10,000 times. Unless it's a crisis, you're not going to do it. Of course, it hurts. On the other hand, everything you learned of your life, take a moment and say, I've had some tenuous periods in my life. Maybe it's divorce, maybe losing a job, maybe you were berated by your parents, maybe someone put you down, maybe someone hurt your feelings, maybe you had an illness. Stop to think. All these challenges, because I don't like the word blocks, all these challenges are empowering. That's the secret. If you look at, oh, I learned something new. Don't touch the hot pot. Oh my gosh, my favorite girlfriend, she didn't like the way I behaved or what I said, or my favorite boyfriend. You learn from experiences. That's what's happening. But if you take owner of those experiences, owner means you make it insurmountable and you make it into a high wall, then you keep walking up to the wall and banging your head, and you can't get over it because you keep thinking, I'm a failure, it's not going to work, blah, 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 blah. That's what we need to understand. By the way, True Source said to me, failure is no such thing as failure. Why? Because you learn what worked and didn't work. If everything you did always worked, you wouldn't learn anything. But if you had some challenges, it worked and didn't work, you gain more knowledge. So failure is not negative, it's positive because you have that knowledge. And who's to say that knowledge cannot be applied now in a different way to make yourself more successful? Now I'm willing to bet. I love cheesecakes. So I'll bet a whole bunch of cheesecakes that if you look back where you thought it was a failure and learned something new, and when that same situation comes back, you're going to address it differently, and you don't, then you owe me a cheesecake. And boy, I'll tell you, I've got a big freezer, so I'll be able to cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
Oh,
I'll
I
help
do.
him eat it.
So if we just look at all those things, why are you beating yourself up? Pow, 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 pow. Don't beat yourself up. You learn what worked and didn't work. Now, are you going to let it control and manipulate you? Then so be it. who's letting it happen? Not the incident, not the embarrassment or the fears or the doubts or insecurities. You are the one who took a tiny, tiny little pea-sized emotion and made it into Mount Kilimanjaro. And you're the one who can take Mount Kilimanjaro and turn it into a dehydrated pea, which then will turn around and dehydrate, fall apart, and disintegrate. Think
What a
about
great
that.
concept. What a great concept.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
it's so important for us to realize that. You know, I always talk about unconditional love. And I will tell you that an animal, like a dog, has the most unconditional love. A cat, semi, because they have a little memory.
Well, they have a little ego.
They do.
They have an ego.
I've had cats, so I'm not a cat hater. But a dog, you yell at it, you give it a little tap on the tush. Next day, loving you like crazy and just forgiving you, licking your face or whatever it is. It's so important. I've just, almost a year ago, not quite, I rescued a dog, maybe 9, 10 months ago. And he was abused. I didn't realize to what extent. So when I got him home, I couldn't put him on a leash. He would freeze. So I picked him up, carried him. He's about 40 pounds. And then I decided to take him out and was in the hallway. I put a leash on him. He wouldn't move, would not move. I said, well, this is a war, so I'm going to win the war. So what happened is he wouldn't move. 9 hours he wouldn't move.
Wow.
Finally, I took it off and he trotted out to the backyard, which is fenced in, and he did his business. So 2 days later, I have this. It's not spoiled, but he's got his own couch, but not spoiled. And I put a harness
Yes,
on
he
him.
is. Yes, he is.
And then I put a leash. 10 hours he wouldn't move, not even go to the bathroom. Finally, he won. So I go, true source, what do? Michael, talk to his soul. Duh, yeah, okay. I finally got it. I should have done that. How do I know that? I used to have horses and I would talk to their soul and they would come up to me. It was just a beautiful thing. So we had 2 or 3 conversations with his soul and explained to him why I want the leash to protect him, blah, blah, blah. And finally, the second or third conversation, put the leash on, it just walks down with the leash and that's it. There's no problem. Well, what does that teach us? We can use the plow bull way, my way or the highway, or we can use our intellect, our soul, and soul guidance, true inner source guidance, soul guidance, to work with true guidance with the dog. I had this tiny, tiny little stick, smaller than a chopstick, and I used it to hold up a plant. And after a week, I picked up the stick to put in the plant, and he cowered. I went, wow, was he really abused? And he told me he was afterwards. So this is what's so important. He was living in the past. You're living in the past. Now I can pick up a stick. I can do anything I want, you know. And I don't like hitting animals. So that's not my modus operandi. And what he's become now, he follows me around. He even follows me in the bathroom, which I like to have a little privacy here. And,
TMI.
and
TMI.
at the same time, which is really interesting, if I raise my voice, he knows the message and he doesn't repeat it twice because he knows he loves me so much that he wants to make me happy. And I love him so much, I want him to be safe. But it's so important. So I thought I'd share a little humorous story today. In sharing a story, my deceased wife and I had a huge farm, and we were raising Black Angus cattle. And of course, we had a few females, 3 or 4. And we went to rent a bull.
Oh,
So,
I
you know
remember
the story. So
story.
we went to rent a bull and rented a bull. So we have a bull, and we had a big picture window overlooking the pasture. And every time she would look out to see if he was doing the deed, he would look at her. She said, look at him, he's doing nothing, he's doing nothing. And I said, do you want somebody watching you making love? He wants to do it in private. He doesn't want to be
Someone audience.
an audience. Yeah, he doesn't want that. It's a true story. Well, they all got pregnant, and then Rentable left. And then next year, Rentable, of course, we had to do the same thing with the females. And this time he was there, and I would talk to him. He'd turn his head and look at me, and I would thank him. And bulls can be pretty persnickety, and I would feed him, And she started to say baloney again, stop it. And he did the deed. And the third year, we couldn't use him after the third year. And I would talk to him. And even though he was cantankerous, this was so funny. I thanked him for what he did and so on and so forth. So when the breeder came back to get the bull, he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to leave. And she said, well, he wants to be with the girls. I kind of smiled. That wasn't it. He just liked our conversation, and I treated him with respect instead of just a breeding animal. It took him quite a while to get him back in the truck, and he did. And he kind of looked out as he was being pulled away, and I said goodbye. But you see, they have sensitivities too. Animals are. We are the higher order of animals, and we're sensitive. But there's an old expression, you know, called right action and correct exchange. If you do something right, it comes back to you. And if you do something wrong, well, what comes around goes around, right?
That's what my mom always said.
So it's going to come back. So what is your choice in life? You want to live in that past, that block, now becoming a challenge, and you want to live that and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Bless you, go ahead. What does it do? What does it serve? You like being a victim? Bless your heart. Then you're missing out on life. Wouldn't it be easier to say, I had this challenge. What did I learn from it? Why did I create it in my life? You created it because you opened the door to allow it happen, or you did something to do it. And if you keep doing that, and that's fine, how many times you need to be told, don't touch the hot pot? How many times? Why do you relive it over and over again? You are now punishing yourself. Why are you punishing yourself? Because you think you messed up and you don't deserve anything better. What do you deserve? This is a good question. You deserve joy and happiness. Well, what is joy and happiness? Perfect health, love, care, prosperity, abundance, fun in your life, and being able to meditate and commune with what I call the true source, or God, the true source, if you will, and your soul. It's amazing because the most beautiful thing in your life is when you have joy and happiness, when you don't worry about anything. Do you really think when you incarnated, you chose to be homeless and destitute for your whole life? Maybe you chose on a short term basis to learn about self worth, self love, and self esteem, or you chose multiple marriages, or you chose some kind of affliction, or you chose, to be into drugs or whatever. But everything is temporary because everything in your life is mutable. You can change it. You're not a victim. Only up here you're a victim, but in here you're not a victim. The biggest energy and vibration from your body, you know where it comes from? Your heart. Most people don't know that. It comes from your heart. You ever hear that expression, oh, my heart hurts. I'm so depressed or in pain or angry. It's not physical, it's emotional, but you feel that energy.
Yep.
So think about this. All emotion, positive or negative, whatever you want to describe it, it's felt in the heart, and then it goes to be recorded in the hard disk, which is your brain. And that's attached to your subconsciousness. So as we're coming into a new year, think about what I've shared with you. Think about the direction in life. And everybody makes New Year's resolutions. I'm going to take off weight. I'm going to do this. And 3 months later, they're back in the old groove again.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't we all make New Year's resolutions, right?
Yes, we do. But go ahead.
Oh, and then I was just going to say, and sometimes those resolutions are things that we really, really, really do desire to have in our life, but we don't make the commitment to keep it going consistently.
That's true.
Because we get so busy with everything else.
Make a commitment now, just before Christmas, and we'll talk about New Year, but make a commitment to do everything that brings you love, joy, and happiness in your life. Well, what about prosperity? What about a perfect job? What about having a new house? What about paying my bills? What about my son not talking to me, or my daughter, or my wife's unhappy? Hello, love, joy, and happiness. Does that not all encompass 99% or 100%? Stop looking for exceptions. Manifest love, joy, and happiness in a perfect way. Perfect. What does perfect means? Ideal for you. That's all. It's ideal for her, different. Ideal for my dog, different. Ideal for my friends, it's different. My ideal. And when I'm at peace and love and joy and happiness, I will attract those people who think the same way. And then we have a lot of fun. Fun is for some going out to dinner to a fancy restaurant or going to a hockey or baseball game or whatever you want to go. Good, go. What about just being surrounded with people, laughing and having a good time, a few snacks, and just having fun? And going home, boy, that was nice. I feel great. I feel happy. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and he has hockey tickets for the Kraken, which is here in the Seattle area. And he says, well, the tickets are $100, parking is $80,
Oh.
and the food, like garlic French fries with cheese on it or whatever, it's like $25. No cash, you have to use your credit card. You order ahead of the time, and then when you walk up, you give them number 7G27, and they give it to you. Wow. Well, going to a hockey game, I like that because I used to go to ones when I lived in Boston, the Boston Bruins. But $100 and $80 to park and another 50, 60 in food, a lot of money. Do I look at him being jealous? Heck no. That's his idea of fun. My idea of fun, believe it or not, and joy is talking to you. That really helps me happy. And doing this work and having this woman sit next to me and sharing this with me. That's what gives me joy and happiness.
And here's the thing too. We were in a meeting the other day on a Zoom. We had someone in South Dakota, someone in Maui, Hawaii, and the few of us. There were three of us here that were in Washington State, and we had so much fun laughing and catching up. And we did get our work done, but it was like we had so much fun just bouncing off each
Yes,
other.
we did.
And what did it take? A little time from each one of us to join in the meeting.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then what I noticed about that, Michael, was that loving, caring energy carried through much, way into the evening. It didn't end when the Zoom ended.
It was fun.
It was.
What do you desire in your life? And I want you to be expansive, but not minute. By that I mean, don't list every little tiny thing. I call it a toilet paper roll of everything you so desire. What do they have? 200 sheets, 500 sheets?
I don't know. It
Wow,
depends what row
that's a lot of things
if
to
you
do.
buy it at Costco, you
Yeah.
probably get more.
So don't do that. Just whatever brings you perfect love and joy and happiness in your life. Everything is filled in. You know why? Because your soul knows what makes you happy more than you know. Steve Jobs, and I've talked about this before, he was a billionaire. And when he died of pancreatic cancer, and I heard him talk, he said he realized money can't buy health. And that's the most precious thing. And part of being healthy is having joy and happiness. What the mind can conceive, the body will believe. So if you're all upset and angry and so on and so forth, the body's going to feel that and be off in its reproductive of perfect, healthy new cells and joy and happiness. I'd like you all to think about this. And this is what is really key. You get up in the morning, you're grouchy, blah, I want to get going. I don't want to go to work today. And you get up and you leave at 7 o'clock to go to work your normal time. Then there's a traffic tie-up and you get stuck in traffic. Then there's an accident and you're delayed. Then finally you get down there, you go to Starbucks or some coffee shop. And there's one person. What's this? What's that? How much is this? How much is that? I want to get my coffee and get to work. And then finally you get there, you get to work, and you spill part of your coffee. You probably spill it on your pants or your shirt. Your day started off being angry and annoyed. You, no one else, set up all those interruptions, all those challenges by your mood. Said, I'm going to get to work, I'm going to have some fun. And you know what happens? 99% of the time, you'll be on time, you'll be happy, you'll get your coffee on time, and you'll be in a good mood, and you'll get everything done. So one of the most important items I'd like to share with you is called programming your day. Get up in the morning, say today's going to be beautiful, wonderful, healthy, everybody's cooperative, I'm going to be on time. Just be general and watch what happens to your life. To you, how are we doing on time?
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up here pretty soon, Michael. We've got about 4.5 minutes.
All right. So
Yeah.
we usually run over by a few moments, so I thank you for joining me. So I'd like to share some things with you, and that is every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, we have what we call Soul Awakening, and that's from 6:30 p.m. Pacific to 7:30 p.m. So what's that? I'm glad you asked. What it is
What is that,
that
Michael?
yes, thank you for asking. And what is it? You ask any questions about spirituality. Hopefully, I can answer it. And at the end, I leave a 10-minute message, which how many did you say I had? 300?
352, I think.
352. 10-minute messages. But I want to invite all of you. It's called freeconferencecall.com. And as I said, you can be in your pajamas. I don't know. Nobody's going to see you. But you're going to learn something. Even if you know this, you may have forgotten it. How do you access that? Do you?
That number, you just dial on in. And you can be the fly on the wall and not say a word if you like, but join us anyway. It's at 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael.
125-446 pound. I love doing that. One more time.
We can do that when we're both sitting here together, right? Okay, it's 202-926-1059 and the code,
Access
Michael.
125-446 pound. Now, using that telephone number and that access code, the second Saturday of every month, I do what is called the Mass Consciousness Healing, very dear to my heart. It starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01. Just we talk for 3 to 5 minutes. Just where are you from? How are you? And then we go into silent meditation. So if you join us late, we're silent. But what do? It's a miracle that happens. We work with the true source, God, the true source. This loving energy you feel through your body. Last month that we did it, or actually this month that we did it, we had Jesus Christ join us, Buddha, and we had Lord Krishna. He is the beautiful avatar of love. And there are many angels that guardian angels join you, archangels. We never know who's going to be there. But this is so important because the world is in more chaos than ever before. And if we change the mass consciousness to one of love and joy, that's what we do. My mission and goal in life, because everybody has one, my mission and goal is to help you reconnect with the true source. That's the one. Number two, to help you manifest your spiritual mission and goals, whatever they are. And the third one is to realize you are the solution to make a difference on this planet to bring about love. My goal is to get 1% of the population, small number of 8.5 billion people. That's a lot of people, and things will change. So how do they get into that?
You dial the same number as the Tuesday night call in. So I'll give it one more time, okay? It's 202-926-1059 and the access code
125-446 pound. Same access code. One more time, please.
Okay. 202-926-1059 and the access code, Michael
125-446 pound. Now, one more item. Oh, I got a couple more, but they're short. The next item is that I mentioned I leave a 10-minute message, and there are 351. When you're stuck driving in traffic, you're angry, you're upset, or you're just feeling lonely, why don't you take the opportunity to listen to these 10-minute messages? Pretty simple. I'm going to give you the telephone number to dial in. You can play it in your car when you're stuck in traffic, or if you had an argument with someone, or you just want to relax. And it starts at number 3 and goes up to 351. Well, Michael, which one should I choose? And
Michael, which one?
Yes, thank you.
Which one do you recommend?
Well, here's the challenge. I forgot to label them. True Source said, no, you didn't do it. Do you want to read through 351 label? Heck no. Tell everybody to trust their inner guidance, their soul. They go, I don't know what number, maybe 127 sounds good. So you play it and go, but just what I needed to hear. 127 is perfect. That's the beautiful part of it. Let your soul guide you. I get people calling me, I didn't know what number, but it's just what I needed to hear. So please give them that information.
Absolutely. That number is 434 300 4170. And the code, Michael?
125446
One more time. 434 300 4170. And code, Michael?
125446 And one more thing, actually two more. One of the most beautiful things that I offer all of you is a complimentary consultation. In the complimentary consultation, all you need to do is call and just say, I want a complimentary consultation. It's usually half of an hour long, maybe it's a little longer. Here's the rules. I'm old school. That's what they say. Michael's old school. Do not text me, okay? Do not text me because I don't look at my text till midnight because I'm busy. If you call me, and I usually will say I'll call you back, then leave me a text message. Tell me where you're from so I know your time zone. And I will get back to you within 24 hours, usually less. We set up a time and give you a consultation. I am not going to sell you anything. All I will say, if you're interested in more, let me know. And that's it. No sales pitch, no twisting arms. That's it. All about you and what you feel comfortable with. So I invite all of you to take advantage of it. And also, if you go to drmichaelgross.com, you will find my website. Now, if you go to Dr. Michael Gross, I'm not the one that's a urologist. I'm the Dr. Michael Gross as the spiritual primer. Take a look, go through it, peruse through it, see what beautiful things I can help you with and what kind of work that I do. So I would encourage you all to do this. Now, the replays on what we're doing that you're seeing on FaithF or YouTube, go to Dr. Michael B. Gross, YouTube. There's some of the replays of these podcasts, all of them. Also, there's beautiful photographs by an award-winning photographer, TNF. And there's a motivational thought, and then you'll hear an audible about it and see a beautiful picture. So I invite all of you to do that. And lastly, thank goodness, I am the president and founder of the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. And when Spirit said to do this, it's a 501c3, tax deductible. So we're open to any kind of tax deductions you want to send us. You'll get a nice letter thanking you, even if it's $1 or less, whatever. And our goal, which we're going to get into real, I call high gear, is going to find beautiful souls that have been abused, domestic violence, women, children, and men who have gone through some counseling. And we're going to show them and help them to become entrepreneurs, financially independent, be able to take care of their children and their family, but also be financially independent and have fun in life. And to do this, Tia and I will be mentoring them. But the way Spirit works with the Holy Spirit, I've been mentoring some very powerful women that are very successful, that are 6, 7 and figures income. And I said, would you mentor these women? They said, absolutely. I just can't afford to pay you at this point. No, we have plenty of money. We'd be glad to help them. So that's what we're going to be instituting next year. So I want to thank all of you for listening to me. And the last thing is, this is brought to you by Healing the Holes in Your Soul. I have fun doing that. It's a book written by Tia. It's about going through trials and tribulations of domestic violence and rising out of the ashes like the beautiful mythological bird, the phoenix. This is a must read. It will change your life. It's inspirational. It's wonderful. And it's something you can share with your family. This is, well, we'll tell you how to get it, but I highly encourage you to do this.
Thank you, Michael. But I highly encourage everyone to also start right here with the Spiritual Primer written by Dr. Michael Gross, who actually wrote the foreword in this book that he's holding, and encouraged me to write that book. That was not my intention about writing a book, but I'm really glad I did, because this book was like the healing journey that helped me get to here. So start here, take up Michael on his complimentary consultation. Subscribe to his Facebook page. All the contact information is in the comments. I will make sure it's there. And the best way to reach us right now to get your hands on one of these beautiful books is to contact us, because that's the only way you're going to get a signed copy. Okay? Mine are up on Amazon, but his are not right now. So for now, reach out to one of us, because this book is priceless. It changed my life. Okay, he changed my life, but the book helped a lot. But trust me, you're gonna be so glad you got this in your hands.
So I want to thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Please tell others to join us. It'd be wonderful. Help me to achieve my mission and goals that I talked about, and that is reconnecting with the true source for you to do your spiritual mission and goals and to change the mass consciousness on this planet. So we love you all. We wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
Ho, 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 ho.
Oh,
And remember, you are unlimited.
unlimited.
Namaste.
Namaste.
We love you.
You take care. Invite your friends.